Well, good morning and happy Thursday. Yes, welcome into Positive Talk Time. And it's time for the holidays. They're already decked out, as you can see, with the Christmas tree. We are at Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa in Cottleville, Yuppy Puppy Forever Rescue. And behind the camera is my handsome husband, Jim. Jim, thank you so much. And there's Jessica. All right, we're going to be joined by Jessica here shortly. Hope you're all having a great start to your day. It is time for a little positive talk time after we do news you can use as well as some sports. Everybody's talking about the Mizzou basketball game last night. We're all talking about finally the longest government shutdown ever. It's over, folks. We're going to talk about that coming up here in just a second. And then we will be joined by the beautiful Jessica Cooke. We're just going to sit and relax and talk about the gala and how beautiful that was. Thank you all for coming out and raising more money than ever. And then we're going to get into the holidays and we're going to talk about, well, she's mentioned it before, how it's not the smartest thing to get a puppy and put it under the Christmas tree like we just saw there. But it's also like when you hear friends and family and neighbors talking about, oh, you know what, this dog's pooping and peeing and I'm just going to get rid of the dog. Why, when you get a dog, it is for forever, right? Forever. It's not temporarily while it's the good times, right? You got to do the good times and the bad times. Just like when you get married, it is all in. And I saw early this morning the top names as we go into 2026. So if in fact you do get an animal, a new pet, now before the Christmas tree, puppy dog, right? What is the name that you were going to be choosing? So we're going to talk about that. And then what kind of services would you like to see at your local groomer? Ideally, it's right here at Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa, Cottleville or O'Fallon. But when you go in and you have your dog groomed or boarded, obviously get their nails done, get them all pretty. What are the other services you would like to see that they could offer? So we've got a lot of things to talk about. Talk to you about. Good morning to all of you. Let's see who's on already. Christy, good morning to you. Love the picture behind us, right? Look at that. Look at that sweet puppy dog. Linda, good morning all and the puppies. Good morning, friends. Babs, good morning to you. Kathy, good morning to you. Everybody just getting up and getting ready to start their morning. Love it. Let's go ahead and give you the forecast. Are you loving this weather? I am. That's why I changed. I mean, literally, I had to go and change what I had in my closet. It's not time for fall or winter just yet. It's still looking like summer almost. In fact, it's possible that we beat a record this weekend, which would mean that we'd have to bypass 81 degrees tomorrow, but we'll see. 67 today. It is a gorgeous, and I do mean gorgeous sunrise. Did you all see it? I took a picture right before I came in to Yuppy Puppy, and that's what it looked like this morning. So there's a reason why you want to get up early because you miss things like that. Did you all see it? Is it still pretty by where you are? Again, 67 degrees today, 76 tomorrow. We've got partly sunny skies down to 59 tomorrow night. It is going to be a little breezy. We get into Saturday and the high is 77. And then it starts to change. We'll see if it's going to stay that way. The high on Sunday is 61, Monday 59, Tuesday 62, Wednesday 56, and then we get into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, staying pretty much in the low to mid to upper 50s. But again, this gorgeous stretch that we have of Thursday, Friday, Saturday is going to be much warmer than you normally would expect. We'll check in with Beckett Moore, our aspiring meteorologist, coming up tomorrow, and we'll see if that switch in the weather is going to stick around. All right, I told you, finally, the longest shutdown for the government is now over. President Trump signed the funding bill ending the shutdown after a record 43-day disruption. It magnified partisan divisions in Washington as Trump took unprecedented unilateral actions, including canceling projects, trying to fire federal workers, to pressure Democrats into relenting on their demands. Of course, some say it caused financial stress for federal workers who went without paychecks. But I told you just the other day in the news that President Trump said, show up to work. And if you do, he was talking about these bonuses that they would have. And if they didn't, that they would be left out of that. So again, the other aspect that many people are talking about is, okay, great. Now that the shutdown is over, when will we get back to normal? Well, that still remains to be seen. There's still a lot more information to come into this, as well as the flight delays and cancellations that we've seen. Fortunately, we didn't talk about a complete airspace shutdown. Besides that, the other big story has been the Boeing strike, and today is the vote on a revised contract offer. It is scheduled from 8 o'clock to noon at 2 locations in Bridgeton and in Muscuda, Illinois. So what's being voted on? A revised 5-year contract offer. Some of the key changes, by the way, Boeing increased the upfront ratification bonus. I mentioned that yesterday to $6,000 and then removed the restricted stock units. Union leaders, they are urging their members to vote yes to ratify the offer. So what happens if it's approved? Striking workers could return to work with the third shift on the 16th. Again, 8 a.m. to noon today. Let's hope for the best. Bridgeton and Muscuda. So we'll, of course, be following up on that with you tomorrow. And just as I say that, I go into someone else that is striking. So if you are a Starbucks fan, the Workers Union launched a strike in at least 40 cities on the chain's key holiday sales day. Those workers knew that. The open-ended strike, which will start with about 1,000 baristas, could expand in the coming days, could disrupt Starbucks' key holiday season. The union and the coffee giant have blamed the other side for failure to reach a collective bargaining agreement. Again, in at least 40 cities, 65 stores on the day of the chain's Red Cup Day sales event, which is always a big one. So now we'll be following that. I tell you, though, as you hear me always say, not a big fan of supporting big bucks. I'm all about supporting local, small. So go to those small mom and pops and keep them in business. Okay, and this is our health news. ADHD medication being recalled nationwide because users aren't getting the full effect. According to the FDA, several lots, a generic form, is being recalled of Vyvanase. Maybe the recall was announced on October 28th. The Board of Pharmacy said the medication failed the dissolution test. And that's important for drugs to be absorbed and have the physiological effect on the human body. And that must be in the solution, the Board of Pharmacy said. The impacted capsules would not be able to deliver an optimal level of medicine and may impact the therapeutic efficacy of the product. If you want a full list of the exact bottles and the lot codes that are affected by this recall, I'm going to take this, drop it in for you in the comments so that you have what you need, or maybe you pass that along to those that may be on this medication. Speaking of health workers, Goldfarb School of Nursing is seeing enrollment increasing as the career changers are entering the field. So this is good news. You have more people saying that they are choosing nursing as a second career, even though we saw a big dip in enrollment during the COVID-19 pandemic. The school, the Barnes Jewish College Goldfarb School of Nursing, reports students are being drawn primarily because it offers a meaningful career, helping others, though pay and job stability also factor into their decisions. The program's seeing more and more who are bringing knowledge and skills from years of working in their first career. So there you go. If you want to go into nursing, maybe you go there. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're giving you a rundown of some news you can use. We're going to talk about the puppies. I want to give a shout out to Heat Up St. Louis. Even though we're talking about gorgeous weather, we do know it's right around the corner. And they see a 68% increase in demand for utility assistance as the colder weather starts to arrive in the coming weeks. Remember them, heatupstlouis.org. They've helped people across our region struggling to keep the heat on for the past 25 years. Shout out to Gentry Trotter doing great work over there. So let's remember them again. I'm going to talk to Dot about this in December. Okay, folks, do you have a 30? I'd love to know my community here. Do you have a 30-year loan? Do you have a 15-year loan? 50? That's what President Trump's talking about, a 50-year mortgage. What would that mean for home buyers? Trump suggested his administration would introduce this in a Truth Social post soon after Federal Housing Finance Agency directors talked about this. And they said, thanks to President Trump, we're indeed working on the 50-year mortgage, a complete game changer. It would mark a significant extension on the most common type of mortgage, a 30-year fix in which the loan is amortized or paid off over a 30-year period. Several commentators on the right and lawmakers were quick to voice opposition to the idea. There was a post by Marjorie Greene on X that said, ultimately reward the banks, mortgage lenders, home builders, while people pay far more in interest over time and die before they ever pay off their home. The Trump administration's proposal also generated criticism from housing experts who say that the benefits to home buyers would be minimal. So I want Dot to break that one down for us. What do you think? I do not think that's a good idea. 30-year, I look at our mortgage and I'm like, oh my God, I should have done a 15, but of course you're paying more up front. But 50 years, yeah, Who's going to be around? So yes, I think that goes more towards the banks. You weigh in on it. Let me know what you think of it. And we'll let Dot take that a little bit deeper when we talk to her next month. All right, parents, grandparents, good aunts and uncles, godparents alike. Have you ever taken the kiddos to the Polar Express? Oh, so much fun. It returns to Union Station. It's kicking off tomorrow and it will run through December 30th. Several times, by the way, that they'll operate from 4:30 to 8:30 with the exception of Thanksgiving and Christmas. You can purchase your tickets right now and take the kiddos to the Polar Express. All right, I'm geeking out, and I do mean geeking out about this one. And I'll ask Jessica, are you a fan of The Devil Wears Prada? Well, The Devil Wears Prada 2 just dropped its first teaser trailer showing Anne Hathaway and Meryl Streep together again after 20 years. Let me tell you, folks, this is like early Christmas for me. I cannot wait for this. I'm also excited for Wicked, the follow-up to last year, being out in theaters coming up in just a matter of a week. We're a week away or so from that. I'm going to drop the trailer, by the way, or the story with the trailer for you for The Devil Wears Prada right now. You can click on it and get excited. I love Meryl Streep and Hathaway. What an incredible combo of those two. Okay, everybody's talking about this, Mizzou. I'm not usually watching basketball, but everyone's talking about how great Mizzou played. 83-60. They beat Minnesota. Stephanie, sorry about that. I know you're a Minnesota fan. I don't know if you're a Minnesota basketball fan, but again, Mizzou coming out on top. Mizzou football, by the way, they will be playing Mississippi State coming up on Saturday. That'll be a 6:45 game. And our Blues actually coming off of a win. They're in action tomorrow against the Flyers. The puck will drop on that one at 7 o'clock. Normally, we have a ton that we tell you in our National Day of calendar. Not today. It is one thing and one thing only, National Indian Pudding Day. Can't say I've ever had that. Okay. All right. 7:12. That's how quickly we ran through things for you real quick. Stephanie, good morning. Let's see. Dusty, good morning to you. But Dusty, it's been so nice to have you watch every single day ever since I met her about a week ago. Nice. She's joining the Monica's Maniacs. Sean, Kathleen, good morning. You just celebrated 2 years with Peppy, Julie. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Coming up in our positive talk time, I am going to actually talk about what it takes for someone to bring in, we know everybody's thinking about puppies right now, bringing in a senior dog, and you are such an incredible human being for that. Rose, Monica, I named our rescue Priscilla. Get it? Yes, I do, because you're Rose Presley. Priscilla, got it. Christy, our dogs have Southern Belle names: Audrey Ann, Bailey Jane, Maggie May. You're all saying that because I mentioned we're going to talk about the top, I don't think Jessica even knows we're going to do this, the top names going into 2026. I just saw that come out. Okay, now, so we today, Jessica said, is World Kindness Day. That's a perfect thing. All right, World Kindness Day today. Share the Indian pudding with your friends. Be nice. Mabel May, Harvey Dent Frenchies. Okay. Good morning, Char. Let's see who else. Gabriel, of course, is at home moderating for you. Love. Devil Wears Prada. Oh my God, I cannot wait for Wicked. See, you're all getting geeked out. Stephanie Bummer. I heard. Oh, Linda just said I heard on Fox 2 it's World Kindness Day. Yes, Jessica just gave us that also. Julie, good morning to you. All right, I think you've all been told good morning. Now we're going to take our break, and when we come back, we're going to wrap up the amazing gala that we had just last weekend. We're going to talk about do not give up on the dogs, and don't get those puppies and put them under the Christmas tree. That's not something Jessica's a big fan of, and we'll tell you why. And then the top names going into 2026, as well as what services would you like to see added on besides what already is offered to you right here at Yuppy Puppy. All of that today on Positive Talk Time. Yay! All right. So yes, World Kindness Day. I was telling Jessica that when I type in the National Day of, it doesn't always bring the world stuff up. So I like that better than, I've never, have you had Indian pudding?
I have no idea what Indian pudding
Exactly.
is.
Anyway, can you help us? What's Indian pudding? I've definitely never had it, but Today's its own day, besides the fact that it's World Kindness Day,
It's
which I
gotta
like
be
that
good
better.
if it has its own day, right?
Every day Jim will be like, oh God, there's something every day. It's just ridiculous. Yes. Okay. We want to do this. We want to wrap up first, and then we'll hear a little bit from Jessica at the beginning of this. The incredible gala just last week.
Each of you is here because you care about rescue, about second chances, and about the belief that every dog deserves a chance to be someone's world. That is the heart of our theme tonight. For every rescue that comes through our doors, scared, broken, or simply given up on, there is one simple wish: for them to be part of somebody's world.
That's right. And this is kind of like a little recap. When we all first walked in, we were greeted, thanking everybody. That's what we saw, by the way, that beautiful sunset. And I knew it was going to be a good one. The silent auction, the live auction, the fun, the sponsors we could not have done without it, as well as all of the people that came and bought their tickets and then said, I want to help the babies. Look at the babies. They were so good.
They were all so good. They had such a great time.
So how, again, now that you've had almost a week to kind of take it all in, what are you feeling today?
Oh my God. I mean, immediately that night, it always starts off, you're planning, you're running around, we're doing all the things. And then by the end of the night, our shoulders are all lower. We know our mission is funded. We can continue. And I mean, during my speech, I think I had told everyone, like, every day, every second, it doesn't stop. There's messages. Can you help this dog? Can you help this dog? So I woke up in the morning and said, yes, I can help this dog. Yes, I can help this dog. And so we've had 4 already come. We're expecting 4 more. So it's always great when we can accept new friends.
Absolutely. We had such an amazing time. I started to tear up when I looked over, and I have to thank my husband, by the way, because first he shook his head like, no. And then all of a sudden he went like this to get my attention, and he shook his head, yes. And I said, what? And then did you watch it play out? The entire table that I brought.
Yeah.
I think they alone
You get a trip. I
was like, I'm like becoming Oprah. I'm like, okay, I guess my entire team or my entire table is going to St. Martin together.
Yeah.
And then we also did Vegas. So I have all of them to thank. Again, you are just sweet, sweet, sweet. It really did make me tear up. And I was looking for Jessica. I'm like, oh my God, this is just incredible. So from last year to this year, what's the difference in how much was raised? Do you
we
know?
raised about $25,000 more.
Oh God, that was more than I thought. Okay,
Yeah.
That's incredible. Oh, it's got chill.
Yeah.
Again, and so for those of you that don't understand, she always says it's the amount of money when they bring these rescues in of what they do if they're healthy.
If they're healthy, it is average about $500
Right.
for spay, fecal, heartworm test, vaccines, microchip. That's if that's if they're small and healthy. That
Right.
doesn't include blood work. It doesn't include ear infection, skin infection, you name it, dentals,
Right.
all the things. And adoption fees never cover the cost. Our seniors are $195,
Right.
and a lot of times our seniors were at least a couple $1,000s in. But we provide the safe space. The whole goal is to get them in a home forever, that they are so loved. So on the backside of rescue, we're always trying to fundraise and get all those things, because to us, when we take on a dog, we have to do right by that dog no matter what it needs.
Absolutely.
So yeah, funding is huge.
Well, absolutely. And again, for those of you that couldn't come and you want to donate, please, again, think of them on a regular basis as we go into the holidays and people think this is when they're a little bit more giving, right? Today's World Kindness Day, but we want that kindness to continue. If they think of, oh, well, what can I donate? What can I help them with? What do you need as we're heading into the holidays and this Thanksgiving season into the Christmas holiday?
Again, always funding and contributions directly to the vet too. Some people like to just put that on the accounts. We always, this time of year, we also try to stock up our storage too. So we always need canned food.
Okay.
Always. Because a lot of those guys, like we just had some Beagle girls come in, they had dental, so they're eating soft canned food.
Okay.
So, and that goes pretty fast,
Sure.
So even when we get a case, that's, maybe a week, if that.
Mm-hmm.
So we always need canned food, always need snacks, a variety of snacks.
Okay.
And bedding and towels and collars and leashes and
Yes.
toys. I
Okay.
mean, all those
that.
things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, as you're thinking, and I know a lot of you are very giving, and you're thinking, oh, well, who can I help out? Remember, Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue, the Pet Spa aspect again, Cottleville and O'Fallon, and Gabriel's dropping all that information for you. Okay, wait. Christy says Indian pudding is a traditional New England dessert made with cornmeal, molasses, and spices. Does that sound good to you?
That sounds good.
Yes, Jessica looks extra beautiful today. Maybe she knew it was Indian pudding
Yeah,
day.
yeah, I'm gonna go find me some Indian pudding.
All right. If you're just tuning in, again, good morning and hope you're having a great start to your day. So what we're talking about today, it will be the most popular dog names of the past year going into 2026. But we also want to talk about our babies and what they mean. So I pulled some of these last night, and I think this is so very true. We look at this. Having a pet is my choice. I give up things. I go without. It's a pity some people choose to give up their pets so they don't have to sacrifice their lifestyle. That's one of the biggest things that Jessica wanted to talk about today is people think, oh, I'll just have them for a little time and then I'll just get rid of them.
Yes.
That mentality's got to change.
That has to change. And that was a big part of my speech is commitment over convenience. And forever should mean forever through all the days, not just until the days or until this. And that's what's causing a rescue crisis right now. Gone are the days where they're just the stray puppies by, the trash on the highway. Everyone is inundated with people just dropping their dogs off because they're hoping, they're chewing, they're not a right fit. We just don't have time for them. And we can't stress enough. And a lot of times the government shelter workers, they can't say what they really want to say because they have to just intake them. But leave that to me because I will advocate for them all day. When you put your dog in a shelter and you're thinking, someone else is going to take care of them. That's a big gamble. Yeah. You either just lost another dog their life trading for your dog because now they have to be on stray hold or surrender hold. And maybe they were already full, or maybe your dog is so terrified and doesn't act right and is deemed dangerous and they don't even get a chance to go through. It's just, we need to really advocate if we hear people or on all the dang what's happening pages, like, can anyone take my dog? They're great.
See it left and right.
Oh, it's horrible. And then also when they're not spayed, but they have papers, that's like putting your dog on the black market. You have no idea, people can fool you. And that's why rescues have such a vetting process and background checks and all those things. Cause you just never know when you're giving a dog away for free on any platform, what really could happen.
Again, if you're just tuning in, Positive Talk Time, Jessica Cooke is the owner of Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue and Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa. So that's interesting, Jessica, that you just mentioned, because yes, in my mind, it was always, that scared dog that's underneath the step or they're hiding back by the trash cans. And you see all the, the commercials, to give, to be able to help them. But all of a sudden there's this shift of mindset. I'll just give up. Why do you think that is so prevalent now?
Because we live in a world where we want everything now and nobody has grit and digs deep. And, if you think about it, like, you're along, I would say even 15, 20 years ago, dogs were at least then they were kept in the home, but maybe, and then we started to learn how to better their lives and everything. But now people are, maybe both parents are working and, life just got busy. Finances are hard, but there's so many resources. Rescues want to keep that dog in the home. There's a ton of food pantries. There's low cost spay and neuters. There are financial things to do to keep that dog in the home, but we can't force commitment on people. And I think as a community in a whole that is what we're lacking.
So convenience, you just all of a sudden think, I'm just going to give up on them. So that's why we're doing this today. So if you hear someone saying that, and this is one of the things that we wanted to stress, if you hear family members, neighbors, etc., what would you tell them to say to them? And guys, I mean, the fact that you just said, hey, there's low cost this, there's that, give them resources.
Give them resources. Does the dog have too much energy? go to a doggy daycare. We have heard so many times over the years, you have saved my dog, because we do a lot of nurses or first responders where they're working 12-hour days, and they got the dog, and now they're like, oh my gosh, you're destroying my house. So we care for their dog during the day. They pick them up, they go home, they sleep. It has transformed the dog's behavior and their lifestyle, making it more cohesive. Also, training is huge. We hear, think of all the dogs that we have had that are perfectly good. They're 2 years old, and the owners never, went through training, never did anything. And now they're just saying this dog is bad. This is how they are. And then in our rescue, within about 4 weeks, they're learning manners. They're great. They're not chewing. They're settled. They're crate trained. All that took was 4 weeks of that dog's life, of your life, to keep your dog in the home, to turn it into the dog that you always wanted.
Well, and we say this all the time. If you end up adopting a dog from Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue, immediately tell them what they get.
Yes. So 50% off training. So
for life.
And we do that because that is the number one surrender. They're complaining of my dog XYZ. This is why. But in the dog world, we're thinking that's an easy fix. Do this.
This is all you had to do.
And it is it's homework for an education for the pet parent too, because a lot of times, and then once they start to see the difference, for instance, remember Linda?
Linda, yes.
So Linda came to us. She was a stray. We believe she was a hunting dog that ran away. She had a hunting dog collar on, probably, not the sharpest training. She was having a great time. She was a tough one here. She would pull you over, all that. That's how she started. Then we went through training with her, and she knows the place command. She's a great dog. But so she went home, and they didn't follow up with all that training, and she started to bolt out the door, jump the fence, do all these things. So we have them always reach to us, and we're like, have you been doing this? So that took a couple. We had the family come back in, have them all do lessons. And within Linda was like, oh, these people know, but they're showing my mom what to do. And they couldn't believe that they had forgot in that month of having her that she can do all that. And so now she's back for training. They want her off leash recall trained. She's already doing great. She'll be here this morning, and she sits on a climb. The door opens and closes, and the parents. So that could have, if they hadn't reached out for training, they could either have Linda who's lost again, or just frustration sets in. She's like doing whatever she wants in the home. So it makes a huge difference. We're about figuring out, during that transition process, what we can do, and let's make them that dog that you fell in love with.
Well, look, and that's why I love for all of you to follow the Yuppy Puppy Forever Rescue page, because you watch the transition of these dogs, especially when all of a sudden they are back here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why is the dog back? And then I come back going, never mind, they're in good hands. They're setting them up for success. But I think those people that surrender have to go, that can't be the same dog. Yes, it is. You didn't do the work.
Oh, we see it all the time. I mean, that a dog that was surrendered, and they're like, this dog is bad. It's not bad. It just was, you didn't know how to speak its language. And just really figured out dogs learn differently, and figuring out what makes them tick. They don't want to be a bad dog.
Oh yeah. And that's another thing. Jessica has said that so often, that they really do just want to do right by you. By the way, that whole unconditional love is just incredible. I mean, I looked at some of these pictures that we grabbed last night, and it's this one, right? She just literally did it. Yeah. I mean, look at this. Blessed be the person who takes in and loves an old dog. Yes. Julie, Fabian, this goes out to you and anyone else who adopts those senior dogs. For their time with us is more important than our time with them. Even if it's like their final week, to have that love.
To be with them till the end. That is something that breaks our heart when we see dogs that are that old, like Dory that came in, and just, I don't know, they're getting older, whether it's an emotional connection and people can't see that, that too, but it's the best thing you can do for them is to keep them until the end. Those old dogs really have a hard time adjusting.
Yeah. And I just always want you to realize this. Would you just throw your parents and your grandparents away? No, you're in it for Well, it's just like I said, when you're getting married, right? It's for good times and bad times. It's for the hardest times in life and then the happiest times. That's what you have to be taking on. So when you think it's Christmas time, I want to get the cute little puppy.
Yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it. Do not get the puppy during Christmas. Wait till February when there's a foot of snow on the ground and see if you want to still take that puppy outside. So really, and some people, they get the puppy for Christmas that lasts a lifetime. The majority we see is in June and July. The shelters are full with 6-7 month old puppies because now it's not fun.
Yeah. Again, this isn't, I'm just in it for fun. Before we go to a break, no matter what life throws at you, at the end of the day, your pets still love you. That unconditional love. What else do you know in life that's going to treat you just the wagging of the tails and the lick of the face and I love you, even if you just yelled at them and you're, reprimanding them and they will go back, I just want to do right by you.
Yeah.
I just want to do right by you.
Yeah. They're always there for you.
I heard this comedian the other day and it said, if you took your wife and you took your dog and you put them in the back of the car in a trunk after 6 hours, which one would lick your face and be happy to see you?
That's great. That's great.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. We mentioned that there's services, so many incredible services that they have right here at Yuppy Puppy, but she's really intrigued by all of you because we always say that we love when you weigh in. What do you want to see more of? And what do you think some of the top names are? Just throw one out for me. I'll see if it's on this list.
I'm hoping Bella still isn't on there.
You want that one gone?
Yeah. Was that for what was popular this year?
Yes. And we'll see if it carries over into 26.
We've seen a lot of Konas this year, a lot of Lunas.
Okay. One of them, by the way, has to do with a movie that's coming up in a couple of weeks.
Bailey. Okay. I'll let you know.
I'll let you know. All right. Don't go anywhere. More of Positive Talk Time when we return.
Wow, I just got off live with the real Monica Adams. What a wonderful experience. I don't watch news because of all the negativity that it brings and the way it drives me emotionally to a place I don't really like to feel. So to be a part of a show that has a sole purpose of bringing positivity to the community, and then with the desire to just build people up, it has been one of the greatest joys, one of the greatest experiences that I've had a chance to be a part of when it comes to being a guest. This studio, it is fantastic. As I watched my show before I came in, I saw the lighting and I was impressed by the way this room is lit, but it is so warm and comforting to be in here. Whether you're a guest or a viewer, this show is a must watch, a must be a part of, and just continue doing great things out there, Monica. You are changing lives every day.
Well, we love doing that, especially when we get a chance to do Positive Talk Time. So welcome in, everybody. By the way, I know there's a lot of brand new people that are watching the show, and maybe you've never had a chance to see this. We've been doing it for you every other Thursday, so you get really busy during the holidays. This is our last show for 2025. I know, don't get sad. Last show for 2025. We'll be back with you in February. Yes. Yeah. So, folks, we'll be doing something. I might even just keep in touch with her and say, hey, do you want me to come film some of the dogs that are available?
Some rescues,
yes, sure. Please do so. You have no idea how many people that came up to me at the gala because they see me go on and on and on about Peggy. I really am in love with Princess Peggy. They want us to adopt her so bad. I cannot get Jim to say yes. We have all three of our dogs here today, by the way. Jim's a sweetheart. He's walking them around. I was like, you sure you don't want to see Peggy?
Yeah.
He goes, do not give me those sad puppy dog eyes. Because he's like, I must have been in a weakened state to get a third dog. All right, we're showing you some slides that just melt our hearts. So how about this one? Dogs can see sadness in humans. They often attempt to make us feel better by initiating cuddling. Aren't they just the best? They are truly, there is no better friend. And we mentioned this earlier, but again, it bodes to say it again. Dogs, they might be here only for a part of our lives, but for them, remember this, we are their whole life. Yeah. I mean, remember that. Just imagine the power that you have in their lives, the way they look
You're
at you
their
and what they want.
person. They just want to be your person. And that first clip, that is so true. So however you are feeling, think about if your dog is running around anxious, are you running around? Are you anxious? Are you in the moment? They feed off of us. So that's why in the spa, we play the soft music. Everyone takes a breath. They're breaking because the dogs imitate you. If you are relaxed, they're feeding off your energy. Oftentimes when we get rescues that come in, it's nonverbal. We sit in their rooms, we breathe, we read, we
like meditation.
We meditate. It puts them in a state of that as well.
So so remember that energy, just like with people,
less is more.
Less is more, and they feed off of you. So if you're frustrated with them because they're acting up, what are you bringing home to them?
Absolutely. Same thing. Think about it. Just watch. Sometimes just sit, like if your house is, bustling with activity, just sit back and watch what your dog is doing and all the other activity. And it's an eye opener.
Interesting. Observe that. Again, Jessica Cooke, the owner of Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue. So we'll look at some of the comments, and then Jessica wants to know, what kind of services would you like? So Christy said, I adopted a senior dog. Her name was Sophie Claire. That seems fitting. Yes. Good morning, Luann. So Julie says, with regards to Peppy, she's the lucky one.
And
he's
I have
the sweetest.
To say, I talked to Julie's husband the night of the gala, and he thanked me so much for adopting Peppy. And he's like, I just can't imagine my life without him.
Oh.
He's 17. We will always adopt the older senior dogs. He is great. And he said that around all the girls, and everyone just, you're great. I was like, this is Peppy's dad. So
again, it's just like people that work with senior humans, right? There's a special place in my heart for you. Rich said, I'm a little crabby this morning, so I want to say to the people who get a dog and don't properly train them and don't spend any time with them and then wonder why their dog is not a great dog, here's his comment: you're stupid.
I agree. All right,
Richard. You said it. Dusty, that breaks my heart. Sweet babies deserve all of our love. Yes. Julie, thank you from a Yuppy Puppies Forever rescue mom. So yes, for all of you. So first of all, for those that don't know, tell them all the services that you offer here at Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa already. And then what are some of the things you're thinking of bringing in?
So all of our services, from pet hotel overnight stays to daycare to pampered play to grooming, spa days, training, they all are very niche. When I say like pet hotel stays, we also offer, so in that we do a lot of medical boarding. So maybe for dogs who have need shots while they're here, they're diabetic, they're thyroid. So we are special niche boarding, but we also board all the happy-go-lucky puppies too. We're here 24 hours a day, and we do daycare and pampered play. So that means it's not just what you see on Instagram, like a free for all of all these 80 dogs. It's definitely training is incorporated in it. We work on door manners because we want the dog to be better than when it left here. So if a dog is running and exciting, that's great. Let's feed off that energy. Let's do a couple laps around the building. Let's go outside. Let's make them sit by the door. Then they go in and play with friends. So they aren't learning, just to pull their owners through and do all that. Pampered play is great for dogs like Peggy, who she doesn't really enjoy the company of other dogs. So we have enrichment days with just those dogs where house cleaners are coming. You're showing your house. You're at work a long time and you're like, but my dog doesn't get along with other dogs. We have all those solutions. We make an enriching day just for that dog. And then spa days, you name it. We do all kinds of different treatments and grooming. Training is huge. Everything from puppy classes to private lessons to agility to off-leash training is huge. That's one thing that we truly stress here is off-leash training. Is your dog, when they open up that door now, if she's getting groceries out of the car, Linda, she knows she can just make her sit. She doesn't have to worry about her pulling on her purse or slipping out of a collar. Really training that off-leash recall.
It is incredible to watch if you've never gone through that training. But that's the important reason why as soon as you are adopting, you are, again, the most organized person would do this. Okay, great. We got the dog. Now we've got the training set up. But we want to stress that you do that. If you've done, and I remember someone telling us, we trained Tessa, and then all of a sudden I didn't keep up with it. it. And then they were like, she's surface trained right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So refresher. And also, so puppy basics. So they're so impressionable up until about 3-4 months. So you want to do all the things. And that training is more sights, sounds, vacuuming while they're sleeping, learning all those things when they're young. So then, and because socialization to a puppy is not, I'm going to pass this dog here, it's going to do everything. It's a lot more than that. Then they become teenagers, right? Between 6 months and a year and a half. And a lot of times then another training session needs to be done then. And then a refresher maybe when they're like 3 or 4.
So for those that have dogs and they didn't start when they were puppies, they're going to probably ask, is it too late for them to start?
It's never too late for training.
There you go.
For you name it, everything from, we just trained a dog that was 7 years old and they were flying to Europe and he does not like to go in a carrier. So that training program was getting him comfortably in the carrier and the trainers asked them to bring in their luggage. So it was all kinds of everything that they would see at the airport. We had people walking around with luggage. We had intercom by them and getting them in the crate. And they were like, thank you so much, because I didn't know if I was going to be able to take my dog on an airplane to fly, so by setting that up and then preparing, we do tons before the baby gets here too. Strollers and walking and all these things. So there's thinking ahead of situations too.
So think about it. Again, it's November, 13th? Holy cow. So we are just a month and a couple of weeks away from Christmas. So gift certificates for someone who's just getting a dog. And maybe you say, hey, I want to pay for some training or I want to pay for boarding. That would be a great idea just to help them out a little bit and definitely set the family and set that dog up for success. Let's see. Christy said, I adopted a senior dog. Well, we said that one. During the hardest times of my life, my sweet babies literally saved me. Yep. Rose, Jessica, talk about bad behavior. People don't realize you can train an older dog. We sent our older dog to train, worked like a charm. There you go. My husband used those tools for our rescue. She was so trainable. Again, for those of you that think it's too late, it is not. At any given point, you can help to set them up for success. So we talked about what she's currently got here, but you've got some exciting things to come.
Yeah, so we're brainstorming. We've listened. This is how we've always grown for the last 22 years. So we listen to what pet parents are asking for. So we want to hear some more because we've got a roll going. It's exciting. People are like, I would love to know how to brush my dog in between. So we're thinking of adding some educational classes in the grooming room for how to keep up during grooming, and some dogs need plucking ears in between or wiping their faces, doing their nails, all those things, how to properly wash your dog at home if you were going to wash your home.
Yep.
And then doing some adventure walks too. So maybe going to some of the state parks and learning. We used to do this and we stopped after COVID. We really should have kept it going, where we usually take about 10 to 12 people on a pack walk, and we practice training in between. Maybe we're going to have them jump on this log. We're going to have them sit. We're going to do all these different things. So it's like a training adventure walk at a state park. And then also, I'm huge with advocating the children and for the future.
I love this one.
Having pretty much a puppy boot camp for the kids on how to properly care for a puppy and involving them in some of the rescue things.
I think that's one of my favorites because, again, we always hear moms and dads getting frustrated at the kids. Look, you wanted this dog, you've got to do this. But maybe sometimes the kids are like, I don't even know where to begin.
Exactly. So showing them how to properly, that's one of my favorite things to do when we do Girl Scout tours, because the parents are always watching, and we set up one of our dogs and we say, how do you approach this dog? And it's always wrong. And so just having kids know properly how to approach a dog too is huge to keep them safe.
Well, and we've talked about it before. If you know someone that just had a baby and you're like, can't wait to introduce the dog and the baby together. Oh my gosh. And it's just like, here, dog, right into the face. Yeah. You cringe at that.
I cringe at that. Or when they give the dog the baby blanket, or the dog smells the baby the minute it walks in the door. It knows it's already there. It's observing. So no need to train your dog with the new baby.
All right, folks. So we're going to take our final break here. And when we come back, what do you think? Actually, what I want you to do, just start dropping in names right now. What do you think the top, if you can nail the top name, and don't Google it, by the way, top dog name of 2025, I'd be very interested. But what are all your dogs' names? Let's see if they made the list. Some of these were pretty interesting for me. I was like, really? But again, I like people that have unique names that are out there. Most people have a dog and you have a name and then the dog has many names. How many names do your dogs have?
Oh my God. They all have something different. Yeah.
Right? So what do you think the top names are? We're going to do that when we return.
I was just on the Real Monica Adams show, and it was really a good experience for me. When I walked in, the building is just peaceful. The environment is beautiful here. Monica really made me feel welcome.
The Monica Adams show allows people to be themselves. It's really important to share kindness, to be real, to offer stories and things that will give people hope and a reason to smile.
Rather than waking up aggravated, disappointed, and wondering, where's this earth going, choose to wake up with something that'll put your mind and your heart in the right direction. Start with Monica.
And that's how you find us. Somebody asked the other day, well, where do I find you? The Real Monica Adams. Just type it in on YouTube. I met a bunch of people over the weekend. They're like, I can't wait to watch the show, but I do not like social media. Obviously, I understand that. Some people just think there's a lot of negativity out there. They don't want to deal with it. So that's why you can just go to YouTube on your own. Click subscribe, though, so you get that live notification. All right, Stephanie, my nephew's dog name is Luna. My stepson's dog's name is Luna, and so is my best friend's dog that they just got. So now we got a couple Lunas there. Rose, I hate seeing on Facebook where these people post, anyone want this dog? Yes. Oh yeah, I'm sure she hates that. It's not working out. I want to cry, Jessica. If you don't want to keep a dog, did they really want to begin? Did they even want it to begin with? Good point. Leon Andrew, my German Shepherd that passed in January. I'm so sorry. Is that Theseus Alexander? That's an interesting name. Rich, I'm going to say the dude did not make the top list. And I agree. I hope Bella is not still a top name. Okay. Yes. Rose says Lulu, Diamond, Rocky, Ivy. I think Luna or Piper are the most popular in 2025. Okay. Keep the comments coming in. What do you think? So we're going to go from 10 to 1. Okay. Do you have dogs named Sadie, Buddy, Cooper, Bailey? Bailey's still out there. Charlie, Max. Okay. Lucy, Daisy. Here's the Luna. And then what is number 1?
Bella.
You want Bella to leave.
I should have pulled out of our system how many dogs we have of those names, because it's that I was telling Monica during the break, people will call and say, I'd like to make an appointment for Bella, for Looney. And we're like, what's your phone number? Because we actually have double Bellas too. Like it'll be like Bella McDonald. There's like 2 of them. And we're like, okay, we have to look you up by your phone number.
There's so many. So you got to get creative. And so actually, Rich, so it's easy, right? So the dude, there's not a lot of dudes out there. So that's easy for them. But yeah, beyond the top 10 names, Cheeto, Brisket, and Elphaba are becoming popular.
Those are great. Those are great. I love a good food name for a dog.
Right? Cheeto. Yeah. Brisket, though, I think it's hilarious. I must be a fan of barbecuing. But Elphaba, I like that.
I bet we'll start seeing those. When Game of Thrones was huge, we started seeing a lot of those. Like Cersei was popular. Anytime there's like a really big there was tons of, I think Luna became popular from Harry Potter.
Oh, okay.
And anytime there's something
movie-wise, it gets popular.
Yep.
So again, we said Wicked's coming, the Wicked 2 or whatever they're calling that one. It's coming out in about a week or so. So if you're getting a dog, you might be like, oh my God, I love the movie. Oh, Elphaba.
Yeah, that'd be a great one.
Okay, so we have things to think about when it comes to naming the dogs. What to keep in mind, according to an expert. So let's see this is our expert. Naming your dog can feel like a task. Will it match their personality? Mm-hmm. Do they look like their name? Mm-hmm. Or does it sound too much like your nephew's name? So you can take inspiration from just about anything as you're naming your dog. Their color, their personality. Like we had a dog, our very first dog ever. was actually the color of her new hair, by the way. And so we named the dog Rusty.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, oh, that looks like a
And
Rusty.
the
Or red.
seasons, I name a lot of the dogs by their story, the backstory
Mhm.
that I know,
Mhm.
maybe where they're from, and really sitting and just I like to sometimes when I'm driving back with a new rescue, I talk to them, you know, and I'm like, how are you doing? You're safe now. We're going to St. Charles County. I can't wait to meet, you know, la, la, la. Do you like this? And it could be we pass something and it's those little God winks
Yes.
that just start rolling.
They
I'm
give it
like,
to you?
oh my goodness, that's your name, you know?
Well,
so
and I got to say, she is so creative. I always have asked, I'm like, who comes up with the names that you guys have that I just absolutely love? Like you had Chai. I'm like, oh, look the color of it. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
So is mainly you or you're into, you
Yeah.
name the majority of
Yeah.
them. So why Princess Peggy?
I actually didn't name Princess
didn't?
Peggy. So her name was Peggy, and the girls named her because that was during our big poll during the APA.
Right.
So I let each staff member go in and choose their dog. And I said, you're going to pick out a collar. This is going to be your dog. You're going to create all that. And then the princess just got added in front of Peggy.
Did she show you right away she was a princess?
She is a princess from the way she sits to the way she demands her food with her little roux. She makes makes us laugh.
There she is.
Yeah.
She was so talkative as well. She just kept, and okay, who named Herb?
I named Herb because he's a small little chunky guy. I don't know. He was a little spicy when he came and he is so great. And so
you brought some good ones. So what is the one?
And now did you see? So we named Parsley because he's a tiny herb. He just came to us. He's a little herb. And I was like, his name is Parsley.
Well, here's what I'd like to know. How many of you keep the name that when you adopt a dog from a rescue? Because a lot of times people will be like, like Tessa, by the way, was Penny.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you are not a Penny.
So if our dogs come from a loving home, the owners are deceased, we keep the name. For sure, like our Beagle girls, Mabel and Harley, that was their names.
You just brought them in, by the way, and they have to stay together.
Yes, they are so bonded. So that was their name. We're keeping their name. So anytime we know for sure, but if they are older and they came from a home that used their name in a negative way, we change it completely phonetically. We don't let it sound like if it was Bailey, we're going to call that dog Flower, you know.
Okay, so that's a good question for you then, because a lot of people will say if you get a dog from a rescue and it's not a name that you connect with, you still have to keep it somewhat near, like but evidently no.
It depends, because there are sometimes in the naming process too, we'll just make different sounds of names, and if they perk up to something, they help choose their name.
Okay.
So yes, you can change a dog's name to whatever, because you can say we're training your dog to sit and we're calling it take a chair, you know, so you're just going to repeat that. So you can change your name, but sometimes if they're happy, they're wagging, they've been like, we use their name here for a lot of training. We would suggest not completely changing it.
Right.
Like Linda, they changed to Lindy because they didn't like Linda because I think their neighbor's name is Linda.
Oh, yep.
So she's like Lindy because she already, and she was trained. And so she kind of made that. She knows, like when you start with that she's like, oh, I'm sitting, you know.
If a dog's named Karen, trust me, they want to change it.
I would say it's a case by case basis. If they aren't catching on to something, you'd be amazed how you just start like with little fancy. She started out as papaya, daffodil, all those things, and that was me saying, "You're just so fancy." You're so, and that became her name. She spun and. You know, she was like, that's my name.
Well, I almost named a dog Fancy because of Reba's song, right?
Yeah.
How many of you have named a dog after a song or a musician or an artist? That's one of the things this article said, that if you have favorite movies or musicians, that you name it after that. If you need some inspiration beyond the names Chewy has identified, because this article is from Chewy, by the way, American Kennel Club has a helpful list of ideas, including unique names, trending names, and classic ones. You ready? Storm, which I know a lot of meteorologists that have named their dog Storm. Jojo, Scout, my brother's dogs used to me. Zeke,
Yep.
Kona,
Yep.
and Jax are just several of the names that are on a trending list. Okay, but it's important to remember your dog's name isn't something that only your pup will hear. You're going to be yelling it at the dog park, responding to it at the vet's office. So if you decide on something silly, be prepared to own it.
Yes.
Not offensive names, right?
And there's there's meaning and emotion to names, just like dogs are so proud when they've never gotten a collar and the adopters bring a collar. They know it's for them. They're so excited. So if we see they're like a rescue will reach out, we can't adopt this dog, his name is, I don't know, Demon, and we're like, change the name.
Exactly.
But he's a great dog and all these things. Or like there was a dog, a crazy lab named Bolt, and we're like, that associates with he's
leaving you.
And so really putting some power behind a name as well.
Think about it. Get creative. Yes. If any of you have ever wanted to know, I just talked about this last night at an event we were at. All of our dogs are named after wine.
Okay.
So Tessa, her actual full name is Quintessa. That's actually my absolute favorite wine. So Quintessa, Opus is Opus 1. And then people are like, wait, Adelaide's not a wine. It's not. We went to Australia. And the place we celebrated our anniversary is Penfolds Winery in Adelaide, Australia.
Oh, okay.
See?
Love it.
I like, again, the stories. Like, what's the story behind that? So let's look. Okay, let's go to comments here. Luna or Piper are the most popular in 2025. Luna was. While my sister had a Bella, my grand dog Diesel Tatum Whiskey Brooklyn.
Those are all great.
Riley, my Staffy. Bandito is my grand
cat name.
I had a Shih Tzu whose color was listed as Grizzle. So I named him Grizzly Dakota. He was my grumpy little old man.
That's cute.
My only dog was named Princess. She actually saved me from being lost in the woods when I was a toddler. I love that. My mom named one of her black cats Slim Shady. Jenny, Crystal, Edie, and Riley were all adopted who kept their rescue names. Okay. Our Audrey Ann started out as Addie. Okay. Yeah. It's interesting to see what they were. And just a lot of times you look at them. What if you name a dog and you're going along and you're like, oh my God, you're more of this.
Yeah.
Change
that
it.
happens. Yeah. Change it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, that did actually happen when we got Opus. Jim was wanting to name him Aubie after the mascot for Auburn.
Okay.
And I'm like, no. His name's Opus.
Yeah.
I have a tumbler that was made for us and it says Aubie on it.
Oh.
And so my friend Sherry's like, well, wait, but what is his name? I'm like, it's Opus. Don't listen to Jim.
Yeah. Yeah.
What has been the craziest name you've ever named a dog?
Oh gosh. I don't know. We've had some great ones.
Do you know she has a turkey, by the way? Also, Tom the turkey.
Yeah. I don't know.
How many, did we come up with how many animals you have?
My husband did. He counted one day because he wanted to say, I think we have like 103. That's like
that's more than I thought.
Chickens and ducks and everything. He counted every chicken and duck.
Well, yeah, want to make sure he's keeping track of all the animals. I love your husband. I had so much fun with them at the gala. So yes, Jim, we only have 3. She has 103. She has 100 more than us. Okay, folks, if you watch this later, do a little hashtag replay for us. Maui and Moana. Yes. Okay. Think about the movies. My 2 dachshunds saved me. Come in here. Saved me times going through all the things with my husband. Okay, let's do this before we wrap up. If you didn't hear, this is the last show of 2025. We'll be back in February with Jessica. Come here, sweetheart.
We have chicken outside.
A chicken. There's a chicken outside?
Your chicken. I'm like, no, there better not be any chickens here.
What are your chickens? Okay, let's
one hop in my car.
Let's see, folks. This is a special. Hi, she's like, oh wait, that's my mom. Come here, Addie. So the dogs are here.
Hi, Adelaide.
Come here, you little booger butt. We're gonna get Addie to get her nails done.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Kissy, kissy, kissy. She's
How
like,
are you?
oh, well, hi, that's my mom, and there's Jessica.
Hi.
What are you doing here? Well, she's shaking a little bit.
She's like, why am
Oh no, she's not. She was walking.
Why am I here?
Why am I here? Folks, here you go. Here's little Adelaide. Let's see if we can get Opus.
He's a hairball.
That's okay. Come here, Ope. So you haven't seen, have you? Oh, no, yeah, recently. Oh, he's scared.
He's like,
I wish you could see that. Jim just like pulled him like he was water skiing. Do you want to come see Mama? See, so here's what I want to tell everybody. He's being inquisitive, right?
and him being a Shiba Inu, this is actually great for him. That's
See?
the breed. They're very cat-like. He's,
Come here, baby boy.
I wouldn't say his behavior right now is anything concerning. That's him.
That's him.
It's him. He's
Here, everybody. Here's Opus. You don't get a chance to see him often. Aw, sweet baby boy. See? Again, it's just Jim. Here's what I love, Jim. She said at any point they all can be look how sweet he is.
Yeah.
Look, everybody. Isn't he a good boy? He's so handsome.
Him too. Good boy. He's handsome. Hi.
See?
How are you?
We're just going to spend a week here. We're all going to stay in the hotel. We'll leave Jim at home. All right, everybody. One more time. We gave you the names for 2025. I'm interested to see what happens going into 2026. Well, he's super calm today. I'm going to miss you.
I'm going to miss you,
but
I'll be here.
Yes, we're going to come up and I'm going to keep in touch with her and have her say, hey, can you come and take, so when we do our positive talk time segments on Thursdays, I'll just look at, he's just like, I'm going to go to sleep. I will find out what she needs help with. Think about them for donations as we go into the holidays. Again, treats and snacks and bedding and all the things so that you can help them out. Opus is going to fall asleep. Let me see anybody else's comments before we wrap up. Let's see. Michelle, my beautiful crazy niece Addie. Yes, she's there. Opus, I know. Isn't he a sweetheart? Dogs bring so much happiness. Oh, she said, I love Shebas. Yes, they are super sweet. Mm-hmm. So you have how many dogs now? Because you just took in a handful more. How many
I was going to say me?
No. I'm sorry. The rescue component.
We have 27. We have 3 more coming today.
3 more coming. Okay.
And then we have an open house today and tomorrow.
Today and tomorrow
from noon to 5:30 at the Caldwell location.
And somebody had asked, if you can't make the open house, then you just set up a meet and greet.
We just set up a meet and greet. We do a private one.
You will adopt up until what point? Because she stops around
Christmas.
So
they have to be pending before like December 15th. It really depends on the dog. If it's one of our old guys that's, going to just love being in a home, but any of the dogs where it would be too much if you're having a lot of company over, we wait till after the holidays.
Okay. So remember, you're not going to get a puppy underneath the Christmas tree from Yuppy Puppies for a rescue. It's not happening. No. All right. I love you, my friend. And all of you share this like crazy. And again, let's have some fun. Think about some topics you want for 2026. I can't believe how good he's being. This is amazing. Love you all. Have a great one. Foodie Friday tomorrow. You're welcome, Stephanie. She said, thank you, Monica and Jessica. We are going to have Foodie Friday tomorrow, a little protein pancakes with some chocolate chips.
Yeah.
All of that. We're going to do that in the Slyman kitchen. Have a wonderful one, everybody. Remember, again, especially on today, World Kindness Day, be kind. God bless you all.